Live, welcome to Simple Man Radio. Danny, what's going on? My new thing for Simple Man is us just having no words pre-show. Like we should save no conversation. Like we have to save every second of conversation for Simple Man Radio.
Every second of conversation for this very show right here. I like the idea. This is where the magic happens.
Because it's Simple Man Radio, where it's like, hey, we're just having regular conversations. We're like talking Giants. It's like, okay, this is where I want to lead this into, and all that good stuff. Where Simple Man, it's like, hey, we're just here talking, being Simple Man. And there's no use in wasting any of that. And I think Periscope is working.
When is Periscope going down? Because I feel like that's got to come soon, right?
I feel like this has just been an empty threat. Snacks, how are you?
Really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually excited to talk a little bit about college basketball. I watched a lot over the last 3 days.
On Holy Mount.
Like I'm not going to sit there and watch every game through. But in the first round, I'm watching the last 10 minutes of every game. Every game, I switch to the last 10 minutes.
There was a lot of exciting ones too.
Yeah, and fun. So we're all in the Talking Giants group, right? For the bracket.
Yeah.
There's over 70 people in there. I'm in first place, not to brag, but I have the worst max points in the league possible. The worst. I had Ohio State over Texas in the national championship, and I also had Oklahoma State in the Final Four. So, like, I'm enjoying. Right now, I'm flexing. First place. Me and Jack Mehoff. We are in first place. I love the names on that. My brother's name on there is Mike Hunt. So
I can't believe I'm losing to Jack Mehoff.
Jack Mehoff. So I'm thrilled that I'm in first place, but it just sucks. It's like there's no way you're gonna win this thing though, because it really comes down to did you pick the champion?
It always does. Once your champion's gone, you're done. I have Gonzaga because I'm a square, but
see, I would have picked Gonzaga, Snacks. But here was my thinking.
Okay.
Was that
everybody else was?
I'm not good enough at the in-between games to pick the favorite because I'll pick the favorite and that's the most likely to win.
Got it.
But everybody's going to pick the favorite and they're going to have better mid-tier brackets, and that totally backfired on me because I have a great middle of the round bracket.
Yeah.
And I would have won this freaking league if I didn't get cute with it.
It's an imperfect science, Bobby. It's madness for a reason. It's actually pretty impressive that you had. I mean,
the first round I went 27-5. And
yeah, it's crazy.
2 of those losses were my national championship in Ohio State and Texas. Like that's the best first round I've ever had in my entire life. And could you imagine you have the best first round of your entire life as a bracket, but at the same time your 2 national championship teams lost in the first round. That blows my mind that happened to me.
I had a solid first day, and then the second day it went downhill fast.
I wasn't paying attention to mine the first day, and I was just like, I picked that team, and then I checked on Saturday morning. I was like, oh damn! I was like, I balled out last night. Besides Ohio State,
who did Ohio State? They lost to
Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts, that's right.
Oral Roberts is killing my dreams. One, they take my national champion in Ohio State, and then I'm like, okay, I'm rooting for the Gators. I'm a Gators guy, and then Gators controlled that game the whole way. And Oral Roberts is back in. Didn't Oral Roberts beat like a big time team like 5-6 years ago? I just remember talking about Oral Roberts.
I had no clue Oral Roberts existed until Friday.
I would Google Oral Roberts, but it's going to be all this past weekend. If I would have Googled it on Thursday, we would have gotten more stuff.
Let's see what Mr. Snacks can do.
I
probably real quick.
Yeah, you guys lead the way with college basketball.
Yes, and I will get into it right away, but I need you to do me a quick favor.
What's the quick favor?
Can you pick up your water bottle and show it? Okay, so I was telling this to Justin last night, and I said it in the Talking Giants group chat when you guys did like the Reggie Ragland episode, all those guys. Your water bottle and the water itself always looks ice cold, like freezing.
Well, because I keep my fridge, if you put stuff on the top shelf in the back, it will freeze. Like I keep my fridge at the coldest setting. And before I record any episode of anything, I always grab a water bottle.
It's so funny to me, and I've noticed it for like a few months now. I noticed the weirdest things. I'm like, dude, that water bottles, that water's got to be freezing.
And then being in Florida, it like shows the coldness quicker. Like when it's 40 degrees here, you can't tell if my water's cold or not. But like now, it's like it's actually kind of nice out, like 70s right now. But yeah, you can.
All right, so I had to say it because it wasn't bothering me. I needed to make it a point.
Yeah, I'm not a healthy person, but I am healthy with what I drink. I drink black coffee and water. Those are the only two beverages I drink. Every once in a while, I'll have a soda, but like you'll never like if we're like out somewhere, I might grab a soda. If I actually no, I'm either getting water or a beer. Like if I'm having a beer with dinner or a water.
I'm a very unhealthy person, and the only healthy thing about me, I have never drank soda. Never. Well, I've tried it, but I never liked it. Like growing up, never liked it. Hey,
yeah, a lot of people, that's their thing. Is like they can't like. It's like I eat like crap, but I have no desire to bring soda into my house.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So
for my church, they do like we do like we eat together every week. And I was like, I'll just get the drinks every week from now on. I'm not going to cook or go I'll just get the drinks. And then one weekend I was like, you know what? I'm sick of freaking bringing soda. I hate soda. I'm here all day. It's like I get thirsty and I'm drinking freaking pineapple soda or whatever. I was like, I don't want to drink that. So I just brought all water. And boy, people weren't happy with that. And I even got bottles too. I bought bottles in coolers.
Wow.
We got water all day. And I got frustrated because they took the bottles in the coolers and started pouring them out in the cups. I was like,
that's not the point of this.
So what I started doing was just bringing 2 gallons of just water to church.
So you're that asshole. That's okay.
It was for myself.
You're that selfish asshole.
And then I realized you're not supposed to drink distilled water.
No.
Because I remember when we go to the racetrack, we'd put distilled water in the radiator. And then I was like, what?
Go ahead.
That's the best thing. It doesn't have the minerals in it. And it's so funny because it's so easy to get on some people's nerves. So I brought distilled water, and they explained, like, because I buy water bottles. I don't buy it by the gallon at home. So I never had distilled water. So I brought a gallon of distilled water, and they explained to me that it's so pure that it washes out like the minerals that you need, or like the stuff you need inside your body, like it washes that out. So you're not supposed to do it. Like, but if you like drink poison, if you have poison or something, or you need your body to be flushed out, you should drink distilled water. And I would get on these people's nerves so bad because I'm like, you're telling me that distilled water is bad, but if you have poison, it's good. I was like, how can it be bad if it has nothing in it? Like I understand it. But I was just pushing these people's buttons, pretending I didn't understand. And they're like, how do you not understand that? I was like, you're telling me, how could something that has nothing in it be bad for me? How can nothing be bad?
It's a fair question to raise.
It's like, it's only good when you have poison in you. What are you talking like? So that's my distilled water story.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You are fucking. You know what wasn't distilled? Rutgers finishing that goddamn game last night. Did you guys watch? Oh my god!
How they
were up like 10 with 2.5 minutes left, and Houston was still missing like 1 out of 2 free throws every time they went to the line.
It's crazy.
Houston was giving me a heart attack.
They blew that.
They blew that one bad. They should have easily won that game.
And you know what sucks about that too? One, I was rooting for them because it's the Jersey school. Like I always root for Rutgers, even
right.
Like I was never like. If I got into college football later in life, I probably would have became like a Rutgers college fan. But it's like, my uncle was a Gators fan, so I just became a Gators fan. And then I've always liked the Hurricanes as I got older. But you know what sucks the most is look at what that bracket would be. It would be Rutgers versus Syracuse 1, which would be an awesome matchup.
Yeah,
it would be electric. Rutgers versus Syracuse. And then you have Oregon State and Loyola Chicago. So
they could run.
The storylines are endless. You either have Jim Boeheim and his son Buddy winning again with the 2-3 going up. You have Rutgers going into the Final Four, which would just be nuts in itself. Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean getting back, which would be a great storyline. Or worst case scenario, you have a 12 seed and Oregon State get in there. Like that would be the most fun bracket, and Rutgers just totally choked it away.
Yep. They shit the bed. Now Houston's just going to walk to the fucking Final Four.
I wouldn't say walk because I mean they almost.
I got scared, man.
Dude,
I got Stone and Buddy Boeheim. What more do you need to win games?
I've been on a Syracuse hate train because they ruined my bracket when they beat San Diego State, and now they beat West Virginia. They're probably going to beat Houston. The only team that stands in their way realistically is Loyola Chicago because Sister Jean has the power of God on her
really
side.
Does, and the Loyola Chicago.
She's basically a walking like dummy, like mummy right now.
Like a walking corpse.
Not even a walking. She's like a mummy in a chair right now.
Literally, she's like what is it? The chocolate episode of SpongeBob.
Yes,
the thing in the wheelchair is like a worm in the wheelchair.
that's
like a fucking worm.
But
I'm gonna make that meme and put it on Simple Man Radio.
You're welcome. Loyola Chicago's coach was on First Take this morning. He is a very intelligent guy. He's a great coach. I was so impressed by him. Like just that interview alone.
If they get to the Final Four, he needs to ride this to the NBA like Brad Stevens did with Butler. Like Butler goes to back-to-back national championships. You get Loyola Chicago to back-to-back Final Fours. Even though that team is still a lot of the same, like it's mostly the same players on the team.
Two players they were in the Final Four. Yeah, what was it? 4 years ago.
So if he makes the Final Four, he should ride that. He should really try and ride that to the NBA.
I don't even know just about the NBA though.
Or a top college job. He'll definitely get a top college job.
Right, correct. I think we started to see the demise of Mike Krzyzewski this year, and I'm starting to think maybe his heart is starting to lose a little bit of its luster.
He's not going out like that, though.
No, not like that. Absolutely not like that. But what if, when that job opens up, were they going to make John Shire their assistant coach, the head coach? Come on. I don't even. Now I feel bad. Loyola Chicago. I don't know his fucking name. Sorry, Dan.
It's Peter Moser. Yeah, Peter Moser. I mean, he played at Creighton, and Creighton might be looking for a new head coach because that's what their head coach said.
That's very true. And can I say something? He looks like
Creighton's looking for a new coach. Doug McDermott's leaving.
I would in my head, what he said and like wanted Creighton, the top recruit they had, decided to pull out from them because of those comments.
What did he say?
He made like a racist remark in the locker room to the team.
Is it one you can say out loud? Like, is it like a word you can't say out loud?
No.
If you're just repeating what he said and you're not saying the N-word, you can say it. It's just
that wasn't. He didn't use like a racial.
Not a racial word.
He said something insensitive.
Yeah. All right, hold on, Bob.
How's it not even coming up? I'm just getting Doug McDermott stats from the NBA player, who I love, by the way. Like I always. I just love 3-point shooters so much.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty.
And Creighton's where Kyle Korver came from too, so I was always rooting. I'll never get over the Nets trading Kyle Korver for money in the second round, and that they could have used him. That was on their finals runs teams, where it's like that they could have used that guy off the bench. And Korver was an impact player right away. And we drafted him in the second round and traded him to the Sixers. Sixers for money.
Very underrated player.
This is what McDermott said. He said this was after Creighton lost to Xavier. He said, guys, we need the Sixers to get together. We need both feet in. I need everyone to stay on the plantation. I can't have anybody leave the plantation. Which is more like, dude,
what do you say that? Like that's
that's like
stupid like analogy. It's so stupid.
It was the dumbest analogy I've ever heard.
Why would you say that? That's just as I can't have anybody leave. What an idiot!
It's terrible. Like it's so stupid.
I was like, "What are you doing?"
Like
what an idiot!
when the Texans owner said you can't have the inmates running the prison, that was dumb because that was like the reaction to that was like that's a commonly used phrase. Like people use that phrase all the time. Like I don't view that as a racist phrase. Like I don't at all. And I also like inmates are anyways. But like that was like the reaction to that was silly to me. I can't have anybody leaving the plantation.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. What are we doing right now?
Like open your eyes a little bit. Come on.
There's something like there's just like no need for that. That's wild.
Yeah,
can't have anybody leaving the
I'm actually stunned in today's world he didn't get fired. He got suspended for a game.
Well, I honestly too understand that too. It's like, dude, he didn't like. Yeah, what did he say was dumb? But it's like I don't like.
I'm not saying he
I
should
wouldn't
have been
fire him
fired.
over
I'm saying I'm surprised he wasn't. I'm not saying he should have been.
Yeah, like I wouldn't fire him over that. It's dumb, but I wouldn't fire him over that.
McDermott,
The way I would fire him over that is like you were saying, Danny, is if they can't get recruits because of it, then I would fire him.
Yeah,
but just saying that, like I wouldn't fire him.
I don't think he'll have a problem. McDermott's a very good coach.
Like I'm sure he like it wasn't like ill-willed or anything. And at the end of the day, it is just a phrase. So like I wouldn't fire him over that. It's dumb, but I wouldn't fire him.
Right, and his players all came out and they're like, "No, he's not a racist, nothing like that." It was probably just a heat of the moment saying, and he's just,
Yeah, and where is Creighton?
Indiana.
Maybe it's something that's commonly used. I don't know, but I'm not out to fire him. But that's come on, dude. What are we doing here right now?
Nebraska.
But I couldn't believe Creighton beat UCSB. Back to like somehow March Madness. That I had UCSB winning that game. I thought it was doable after Creighton got like smacked by Georgetown, and then UCSB just like couldn't do it. I was devastated.
Oh, Creighton's not even done. Oh, of course he's not fired. They're still playing.
No.
And I called Ohio over Virginia. How about that?
I got that one as well.
That entire region, I have been perfect so far.
That's impressive. Did you know when Warren Buffett was doing like the $1 billion for a perfect bracket? Yeah, I had a perfect bracket until the Final Four.
No, you did not. Shut up.
You thought about it for a second.
The South, I had everyone right except for Ohio State, and continue to have everyone right except for Ohio State. And then everything, things get screwy in the bottom a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, today or in an hour, Oregon, Iowa should be a fun
Daniel
game.
says it's in Nebraska.
Yeah, I said that.
That's news to me.
I said
Indiana.
I said Indiana, and then I said, Nebraska. And then I guess I may have said it lightly. I just Googled it. So,
dude, how did VCU get the virus? Like, I am confused.
Yeah.
How did it sneak in?
It's so annoying. Forfeiting. Come on.
Because the NCAA said they just got to have 5 players, and I guess they didn't have 5 players, and it just didn't like their odds with the 5 players they had. You just got to have 5 players to be able to play.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to like.
I posted the meme.
It blows my mind that people don't understand my tweets.
No, it doesn't blow my mind though. What are you expecting? Like,
these are people that follow me.
Doesn't matter. You don't realize how many people casually follow you.
I guess that's true.
I mean, me, like I have 10,000 followers.
Congrats.
How many people who don't understand my jokes?
Yeah,
no big deal.
I love it. I enjoy the hell out of it. Like I kept saying, I'm 100% right. Kenny will never sign. And then when he did sign, I'm like, I fucking told you.
Like,
next
what
time you listen to me.
Oh, when you said you hate all the players on the Giants besides like 3 or whatever.
Yeah, that blew up.
Justin's like, the people responding to that are dumb. It's like, are they? It's like if I saw that and didn't know him, I would be like, dude, are you like? I'd be like, you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
If I had no clue who Snacks was, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
You can't troll and then be mad that people respond to the troll.
No, I'm not. I wish more people would. I enjoy the hell out of it because then I
know you do. That's what I used to Simple Man Radio used to be all about.
This was a big week for me and Snacks in terms of radio. Snacks was like going on about Kenny Galladay's not going to be a Giants. Interactions went up. I just posted the SpongeBob time cards. Life was great for me. What a week.
What do you guys think of my 10K announcement?
Oh, I thought that was funny.
Oh crap! I didn't even see it. Did you do that yesterday?
Yeah, it was because you know how they kept on putting it up on. They have like a board in the office.
Yeah.
And
I love how you put like on your board. It was like Justin's name, then in quotes.
Oh,
like,
lose your
PBG,
lose your Kyle, lose your Keith, lose your Ashley.
What was I gonna?
I thought that was a good way to do it without being like, "Thank you so much for getting me the 10." Because 10K is you know what? Let's stop copping here. We all care about followers, and if you're making content, you especially care. Like when people who do content, like I don't care about followers. It's like, well, then you're bad at this because that's literally the name of the
point of making your content.
Like you're doing this for likes and retweets. Like, yeah, that's literally why I'm here. If I had no desire to do that, I would delete Twitter. Like, so yes, let's stop copping. We all care about followers. Let's stop pretending we don't.
I'll be honest, when I don't get likes, I'm sad. I'm like, dude, come on, that's quality content right there.
Oh yeah, I'll delete a tweet if it sucks. If I threw a joke and it gets like 3 likes, I'll delete it. Like I'm not having that on my timeline.
I've had some great Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy tweets that no one even will go near. Like, what kind of people are you? You're ridiculous.
Let's see, we got any other college basketball?
I will say real quickly, since we were on Twitter, Bobby, you had a very good stretch of tweets.
Oh, I've been on fire. My favorite is, Borat is top 5 favorite movies for me. The first one, I didn't like the second one.
I don't like the second one either.
The second one just felt so scripted.
Yeah.
And I'm not really criticizing it either because it's like everyone's too self-aware now. Like everyone's so self-aware. You know, it's everyone's looking for the joke nowadays. The first one, and even like that one wasn't even in the movie. Like that was all EG.
Mm-hmm.
Like him going around with that guy, who was like the most mild-mannered politician ever. He found the perfect politician to go with. Who was just so mild-mannered, wouldn't he like he will take a power like Stalin, and not tolerate people that. And then like afterwards, he's like, "Will you vote for him?" She's like, "Well, I don't want to vote." And it's just all time. But Kenny Galladay's made it easy.
Yeah. There's been a lot. There's been too much stuff, too easy. I gotta say, I know. First of all, I don't really have anything left on college basketball. By the way,
I think we hit all the games.
Here's one more take. I thought I was gonna. That first Thursday is a ton of fun, but having it all today, I think might be a little more fun.
Like starting the week with all these games, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna miss that Thursday, but I almost liked it better. It was like Friday. We didn't do Simple Man this past week because of free agency, but Friday, like at like noon, like I take off work at Friday around noon. Now free agency is different because you're on call at all times. But I usually make my work week Sunday through Friday at noon. Like I work on Sundays now. Having that and just being like, I get to watch college basketball from noon on was perfect.
Yeah,
and then having something to look forward to. Like once we get off this, I'll have college basketball on my TV all day.
Right. We're doing SMR and then right into Oregon, Iowa. I used to take off the first day of Madness every year. Like I would use a sick day, stay home, and just absolutely. You know what I'm pissed about? You obviously know MetLife Stadium. They opened the FanDuel Sportsbook there.
Yeah.
They opened a sportsbook there?
Oh yeah, it's been up for a few years now. But
at the stadium?
Not at the stadium, at the racetrack.
Oh, I've only been there once.
Okay, so it's in there. It's fucking beautiful in there. They have all these TVs, but it's closed right now. Like I wanted nothing more to do than go in there and sit there and just, I'm not even need to bet the games. Just drink beers and watch every single game going on at once.
This was my favorite watching March Madness because I usually in high school, you're in high school, you have to like throw it on your phone, but I had no classes. So I just had like my laptop, my iPad ready to go. And I was just watching a stupid.
Yeah. Well, games. in high school, we had to like go to the cafeteria, take a
put it on the phone
because we didn't have a phone like that in high school. I think the last phone I had in high school and I got it like 2 weeks before graduation was a BlackBerry.
BlackBerry Storm?
I think that was it. The Storm.
The one where you click on the screen? That was my first.
Okay, no, it wasn't that. I didn't have the screen one.
I went from I had the Razor, and then senior year I got the BlackBerry Storm where you click on the screen.
Yeah, I had the button. The screen always seemed so cool. Didn't they come out with like a new, like a BlackBerry that almost looked like an iPhone?
I don't know. The screen was great until it broke, and then it's like this phone is like there was like and I've always been like until that screen goes totally black, I'm using this phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would take me 5 minutes to send a text message. I didn't even have people be like, "Are you like not excited to talk to me?" I'm like, "Well, it's like I promise you, I'm trying my hardest." Like it's.
The BlackBerry must have sucked for your like huge ass fingers.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was just the click screen when it finally started going bad. It would press the wrong buttons and stuff. So
I remember we had the cell phone talk because you still have an iPhone 6 because it still works.
Yeah, well, and I had a Razor. I literally ran over my Razor, and we used it for like over a year.
My favorite phone. My Razor was my favorite phone I ever had.
Yeah, it lasted through thick and thin.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I don't know.
Free agency.
Dude, Justin will tell you too. I've been having these like minor spurts of like almost like a Tourette's thing, like saying something and just having no idea why I said it. None. I like no explanation. Why did you just make that noise, Snacks? I have no idea. None. It's almost kind of alarming. So,
we're currently on a Dory Jackson watch.
Correct. I
thought I was gonna have by now. I have my video ready to go. The Giants telegraphing their free agency signings has been great for business.
It is outrageous to me right now because as I tweeted this out yesterday, for most of my life, the Giants have not been the greatest of teams. They won 2 Super Bowls, don't get me wrong, but like when my brain is really able to remember, they suck. It's just a fact of life. I never remember a team that is out there like recruiting players so hard. Like I know Odell did it as someone, but he was recruiting like Washington at the time.
Extent, yeah.
But like Logan Ryan literally flew up from Florida to try and recruit Adoree Jackson. That is wild.
Yeah, this is really cool. There's some good camaraderie. What happened?
I said there's a difference between tweeting and then doing that.
Yeah.
There's
Daniel Jones is doing stuff.
There's a good camaraderie with this team, and it's fun.
Daniel Jones quotes are great.
I love Kenny Jones.
I'm excited. He's been really good in this league.
Daniel Jones probably like, thank God they finally got you someone.
Yeah. I love the Jordan Schultz guy, which he actually sent us a DM on Twitter or on Instagram to like post it. Like he tagged us in his story, not even following us, to like try and get us to repost the news he posted. I was like, I'm not doing that, dude. Like you got to at least follow me to have me give you some love.
Yeah, it's insane. How can I?
And then he was the guy who was like, I talked to Daniel Jones, and he says Kenny Golladay is a very good player, and that he's quote excited about talking. And I was like, dude, if you want to just say you talked to Daniel Jones, just say that. Like, just say like, hey, I talked with Daniel Jones today, and he's really excited about the Kenny Golladay move.
That's all.
Don't use the quotes very good and quote. And then so I replied, I was like, I spoke to Daniel Jones, and he said that he was quote unquote good, and also noted that he can't complain. Like you're never going to get those quotes from Daniel Jones.
It's like dodgeball when Pepper Brooks, he's like, I spoke with Peter or White Goodman before the game, and he really wants to win this one.
Yeah. Sideline reporters are the dumbest thing in the world. Like they really are the most useless job in sports as a sideline reporter.
Unless you're the piss off the
updates, you're useless.
Yeah.
Like injury updates are the only thing you're there for.
But I can get them all on Twitter now. I can get them on Twitter now.
Big guy.
What happened?
What's the big guy for Fox who played in the NFL? Segura, Thompson. No.
Tony Saragusa.
Tony Saragusa. He's electric because they would talk to him like mid play. Like
and it's also funny though. Like when you're like actually watching the screen, you see his fat ass in the end zone. Tony Saragusa. Goose. Why is he not there anymore?
I don't know.
That's a shame. I loved Goose.
I'm looking for the free agent list. There's still a lot of like big name players still available.
I think we're gonna wait a couple weeks and get a guard. I think
now I think if they get Adoree Jackson this offseason, well, this free agency class is an absolute home run on paper. But the draft. Now I think I have turned my attention to Slater. I think that's who I want.
I think everyone is. And I think I always say free agency usually tells the story of the first round. Last year it was like we got Blake Martinez. You're not getting Isaiah Simmons.
Right.
Like they got Cam Fleming. Cam Fleming was never meant to start. So their tackles right now are Nate Solder and Cam Fleming. They are going to get a tackle at 4. So now Golladay doesn't take wide receiver off the board, but you get Golladay and John Ross. And again, I don't want to put much I don't want to put expectations on Josh, but when nobody got me, John Ross got me. Can I get a John Ross? I don't think they're going to go wide receiver. They plan on keeping Ingram, which is wild to me, and I'm hoping is a smokescreen. But you got Ingram, Kyle Rudolph, and people saying Kaden Smith is going to get cut is ridiculous. They played him more than Levine Toilolo. Like they play him more than Levine Toilolo. He's younger on a rookie contract.
Well, that's probably why the Toilolo thing makes even less sense now. If you were, because they said they were in on Hunter Henry, or they checked in on Hunter Henry, which was a massive shock to me.
That shocked me.
It shocked me. I was like,
They were
whoa,
in on
wow,
Hunter
really?
Henry?
Right. And then and I understood what you guys were saying. You have to pay somebody to be your third tight end. Okay, I get it.
It makes sense.
Right,
but
right,
when
no.
you get Kyle Rudolph, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Well,
right. That was exactly what I'm saying. Because
well,
if you have
Snacks, finish your point or not finish your
no,
point?
I was gonna say, if a Kyle Pitts falls there, now you sign Rudolph. They want to keep Ingram too. Like, how would you pass up on a Kyle Pitts if you fell to 11?
Could you?
I would.
Kyle Rudolph and Evan Ingram. That you have to trade Evan Ingram. They should trade Evan Ingram regardless. He's on a last year of his deal. Roll with Kyle Rudolph. Have your top tight end be a good blocker. Anyways.
Now, here's my mindset. You give Evan Ingram till trade deadline, and then you figure out where you're at with him. That's just logical sense to me.
And
because they clearly believe in him.
And hopefully he plays well, and you can get some more value.
Because clearly he survived Jerry Reese's tenure. He survived after the Jerry Reese tenure ended, and he even survived after Pat Shurmur ended. So clearly they like this guy.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Maybe they could have Kyle Rudolph teach Evan Ingram hopefully to catch a football correctly and maybe improve his blocking. But I mean, I can only imagine Jason Garrett is probably like fully extended right now, just thinking about Kyle Rudolph, Levine Toilolo out there just run blocking. He'd probably drool.
And he should be. Okay. They like Tay Crowder. They get Ragland. That's depth at the inside linebacker spot. So that means probably not Parsons.
Hang on. Before that, am I crazy for not liking Parsons right now? Like, am I just still thinking about those character issues? Should I just let those go right now?
Character issues that day happened, and there hasn't been anything since.
Anything? Okay,
So,
I was just wondering.
We're like those I don't know. I need to look into them, but
I have
not
watched any of Micah Parsons. Now,
yeah, I haven't watched. I should.
He's good. He's great, right?
I went into it thinking that he might be overrated because I watched some highlights and he plays very close to the line of scrimmage. When I watched him, I was like, "Oh, this guy's real deal. Like he's going to be great."
And he's not like an Isaiah Simmons jack of all trades.
No.
Like, okay,
the Notre Dame guy is like that. JOK, he is Isaiah Simmons like. So it's like you got to figure out a way to use him. So like I forget his just JOK. So he is Simmons like, where it's like you got to figure out a way to get this guy on the field and use him the right way. And then corner. If they get Adoree Jackson, there's no way they're going corner. There's no way they're going. If they didn't get Adoree Jackson, I probably would say like, hey, try and get Farley out of Virginia Tech. If they get Adoree, they're not going.
I still have PTSD from Eli Apple.
I know, but that was a different staff. Like those guys don't think that way. So what it leaves you at is offensive line. That's what it leaves you as offensive line. We don't need to say
maybe edge rush. Maybe
the class isn't that strong.
And it depends on if they like any of these edge guys or not.
Yeah.
It really does.
Rashawn Weaver.
But that's not a first-round pick.
No, not first-round pick. I'm talking later rounds.
So at 11, you're left with offensive line and edge, the positions that make sense. And how much do they like Russo? How much do they like pay? Like, so, and I can see them being like, let's just go get Rashawn Slater and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like we know we have Matt Parrott. We don't want to give him Matt Parrott, but let's just figure this out.
You can't have enough depth either. Like, if you're going to sit there and tell me, wow, the Giants have 3 good and capable offensive tackles, and I'll say, beautiful, because it took them years to find one good one. Anybody's going to complain about an overabundance of good offensive tackles? Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Exactly. You can never. Hey, the Cowboys did it that way.
Right, exactly.
And they had offensive talent to win a Super Bowl. They didn't do it, but they had the talent to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
The one thing I'm afraid of.
Well, it won't even be over investing, but just investing in the offensive line. Go get Slater. And guess what? And then if we get Slater, now we have 2 homies on the team who dominated Chase Young. Rashawn Slater and Andrew Thomas. How about that?
Oh, he's Northwestern, right? Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
My one fear with Rashawn Slater, it's not even Rashawn Slater. It's with drafting offensive lineman. My tradition of buying like the first rounders jersey every single year. If I have to spend $200 on an offensive lineman jersey, like 100 on Thomas, 100 on Slater, I might just cry.
That's a fair point.
Make us. Oh, and
That's
also That makes the O-line report a lot more fun, and we get a lot more clicks if we have Rashawn Slater. How about that?
Look at this. This is a business,
content,
okay?
Baby.
So my only fear with Slater is he works out in glasses.
I don't care. Those guys. That means he's a nerd and he works hard.
That's one way to look at it. I can appreciate that. Unlike Andrew Thomas, who doesn't work hard.
Andrew's a great young man. He is a nice boy.
He's a boy. A boy.
One of my favorite things. This kid. My friend's kid. He would just like if you said anything about like one of his friends, he'd be like, "Stop it! He is a nice boy." It's just like it's just whenever you call someone a nice boy, it's just like you're just treating that person like he's 7.
Andrew Thomas is a nice boy. All 6'5", 400 pounds of him. He's a nice boy.
He's just very like mild mannered.
Yeah, isn't he like is it him? He's very into music. He plays a lot of music.
He plays the piano. He plays a lot of things, but he plays the piano. He's good at the piano.
Yeah. Well, at least he's good at something.
I'm looking at free agents that are still available. You still got like T.Y. Hilton out there. I'm not saying we're gonna sound like Le'Veon Bell, but I was like Le'Veon Bell's still out there. Adrian Peterson, Devontae Freeman,
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman spent money on Devontae Booker.
Yeah,
Richard. Yeah. That is still we're looking at. Like Davey, what are you doing there, my guy?
Yeah, like there is people are like, oh, it's just a 1 year. But it doesn't matter. Like there's no point. It makes no sense. I don't mind Booker the player.
But even that, it's like Devontae Booker's a 29-year-old running back who's never proven anything. Like he's all right. He's like if Devontae Booker's my backup, I have zero complaints. But giving that money to Devontae, it's like he has not earned that. Like Austin Johnson. Like I'm fine with Austin Johnson playing. He didn't earn a 200% raise. That first day was puzzling. What
did Booker do last year to get him like a $1.5 million raise this year?
Exactly. Nothing. Like, and I'm not like I wasn't like we got to bring Gallman back. Like, no, I was like we don't have to bring Gallman back. Even though now it may look like Gallman could come back on like for a dirt cheap deal. If Gallman signs for less than Booker, people are gonna lose their minds.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I think I'd rather have Booker. I'm not a Gallman fan. I'm just not. Like he doesn't do it for me.
I'm trying. Danny, do you have Daniel? Are you looking at the elevator?
Yes, he's got his microphone muted, which means there's somebody talking to him or something.
Seems to be the case. Wow, I can't believe you're doing this to us right now.
Wiener, don't smile or laugh. We're gonna try and get Danny in trouble.
What are you trying to do right now?
No, now we're pissed.
We're trying to get you in trouble. You mute whenever you mute your mic. That means there's somebody in the hall.
Yeah, there was.
Was it a girl?
No, unfortunately, no.
Is there anyone who's like, why are you always talking about sports at 11?
They might. Yeah, this. I don't know anyone on like the right side. They might think I'm crazy. They're probably like, what's this guy?
Danny, Monday morning, 11 o'clock in the hall. Be like, yeah, saying, don't leave the plantation is like, it's bad. I don't think he should be fired.
That's actually so true. Why did we have Danny say
That's why Danny wasn't saying it. Now it makes sense why Danny's not saying it.
Oh, that's so funny. I should have said it. I direct messaged it to Bobby to see if he would just say, yeah, just say it. Because I didn't know. I mean, there's Danny in a college dorm hall saying it out loud.
Like Noah was around.
And I'm in my room with nobody in here. And
oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I always forget. I just didn't put two. Like, come on, just say it.
Just say it. What do you got to lose?
As long as you're not saying the N-word, you can say it. As long as it's not you're not. Like, plantation's not a bad word. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
But seriously, I was going to say this. Why did we? I know why we didn't pay Wayne Gallman that money, because he needs to be a starter somewhere. Where's Wayne Gallman going? He's just silent.
Yeah.
Most we heard from him this offseason is a smiley face.
The whole running back market isn't. I think what Carson got paid, which I don't understand that one.
How do you have Josh Jacobs and then you pay $10 million to TJ Elliott?
What was the point of using a first-round pick?
I want to love John Gruden, and then he does stuff like this.
And I hate people saying, "Oh, well, is Mayak's the general manager?" No, John Gruden makes all those moves.
Yeah,
you don't give a guy $100 million for 10 years not to make moves.
John Gruden.
It's baffling to me. You go and on top of that, so you use first round pick on a running back, which whatever. Then you get rid of the whole offensive line. That was a very good offensive line. And then you sign another running back to like decent money.
I know it just doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
John Gruden.
And I like they drafted Josh Jacobs late round. I was fine with it. And I think they're doing what you're supposed to do when you draft a running back in the first round. Ride him to the ground. I mean, just give him carry, use him as much as you possibly can. Get as much as you can out of that rookie deal. And it's like
somehow, some way, he should touch the ball like 25 times a game.
And then they give TJ Yeldon. I'm sure it's incentive laden, but still, like 10
Wait a minute. I must have missed this. They signed TJ Yeldon too?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. For like a big deal. Or not TJ Yeldon.
Kenyon Drake.
Get them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank God. I was like,
I always get mixed. Both two Alabama running backs who wore number 17. I always get them mixed up.
That's fair.
Did Kenyon Drake wear 17 at Alabama?
I doubt it.
I'm just finding out he went to Alabama.
By the way, I still would be cool. It would be cool to get Jalen Waddle too. Though.
Thank you. I said that to Justin last time.
We have the exact opposite type of wide receivers on both sides. Like, trade Darius Slayton. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I would cut Slayton.
Like, I love Slayton, but if we can get, if we have those two guys on the outside, that would be a ton of fun.
It would be insane.
And I think Slayton gets helped the most out by Golladay. But if you could figure that out, because that's the thing is you can't have Slayton as your fourth guy. He's too good to be your fourth guy. He's too young. Like you can't have him getting 20% of the snaps. It would be a waste of a talent.
See, this is what I really like the John Ross signing. It's cheap, former first round pick, and you take a chance on speed.
John Ross.
You take a chance on speed. You get Jalen Waddle. Imagine the speed and then the size.
Shep in the slot. Bam, bam, bam.
John Ross is my Corey Coleman now, guaranteed.
He is Corey Coleman. Like, don't people like Justin was saying on the podcast? Like, could we just does Ross make Slayton expendable? I'm like, no, don't do this. Don't put these expectations on John Ross. Even though when nobody got me, John Ross got me. Can I get a John Ross?
Yeah.
I always think about that. John Ross is pretty funny on Twitter too, by the way.
He is pretty funny. He actually what did he tweet last night or something?
No, I like the one where he had to do that cringy TikTok by the Giants TikTok, and people were like, he must have been held hostage.
And then he like quoted that. He goes, "Y'all are wild."
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is the difference between Giants fans and Bengals fans.
Yeah.
And then it's like Giants announce Adoree Jackson, or announce Adoree Jackson to the Giants or something. And so I tweeted at him from talking Giants. I was like, people will lose their mind. My next goal.
Why would you not sign the Giants? Just kidding.
Sorry, I just got a new one. I had to.
Reply to your tweet.
I almost feel bad because I have to tell him. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Just let my man Stuntman Mike be.
Oh,
I'm learned.
My next goal is to get a Giants player to tweet talking Giants versus the world.
Like I said, if Adoree Jackson does that, lap around the college Friday, I'll be in the elevator.
Adoree won't do it, but we can.
Naked.
Okay, so like a very good player, one of his friends reached out to me and like, hey, you should get him on the pod. I was like, we'd love to. I was like, but let's talk after the draft because we're kind of booked out till then. And then I messaged him last night. I was like, it'd be epic if so and so tweeted out talking Giants versus the world. Just put that little birdie in his ear. But so and so player I think might hate us because of Justin.
But now you gotta tell us what this is once we end this.
Blake Martinez.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Justin ripped, but when the Giants signed Blake Martinez, and if you search Blake Martinez that day,
he killed him.
Just ripping it, and Blake Martinez saw that, and so
he sees it all.
He interacts with people. He's never interacted with us once, not even like a like on it, nothing. So I have a suspicion that he might hate us.
Yeah, well, you know what? Good for you guys then. There's no reason for that man to like you. You shouldn't want him. Whoa. On the field, love him. It's what he does off of it that I can't stand.
I completely forgot Justin railed against that signing. I remember texting you guys like midnight. Justin was like, "What?"
That's why when I always that's why people are like, oh, you're too optimistic. It's like, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to rip a player that I've never watched more than for 5 seconds.
Fair.
I'm never going to do that.
I didn't like the idea of it because it just seemed like almost too obvious, if that makes sense. Like that's such a typical Giants move. And Corey Littleton was a sexier name than Blake Martinez. All you heard was or what you read in the tweets and everything. Blake can't cover. All he can do is tackle, and they're only tackles after it's 6 yards after And then you watch a play like, damn, we're idiots.
Yeah, and that's why I'll always be like, I'm not like I refuse to just go like that's what sets Talking Giants apart. Like I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rip Blake Martinez without actually watching or looking at a PFF grade.
Yeah.
All right, we've been going for 45 minutes. We'll see you on Friday. Hopefully, we get Adoree Jackson. Now, Superman's over. Adoree, you can sign.
Go ahead, Adoree.